Hello, fellow members of the Midnight Society. Welcome back to another episode review from the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Last time, we covered the tale of the Manaha, a Tucker story about a young camper who accidentally releases an evil shaman from his magical prison. Tonight's narrative, from Kiki, is about a couple of friends that experience a close encounter of the third kind. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this Season 5, Episode 9, The Tale of the Unexpected Visitor. We open on Kiki asleep in the storyteller's chair, which I can't imagine. It's stone. I guess if you're sleep deprived enough, but the others show up wondering what's going on with her. That is, except for Stig, who is just too busy being Stig.
It's nice and warm. Let's stick a hand in it and see if...
Don't even think about it.
We seriously lost Frank for this twat? Anyway, Kiki wakes up and explains why she's tired. Her aunt is in town, and apparently her snoring is superpowered, traveling through the walls to keep Kiki awake at night. Fortunately, the experience has given Kiki her story idea for the evening. She explains that it's fun having visitors. I disagree, but go on.
But there's another kind of guest. The kind that comes by surprise.
That doesn't sound scary. It sounds like a story about a visit from the in-laws. Actually, come to think of it, that's terrifying. The tale begins on our two main characters arguing about music. They are Jeff and Perch, best friends who have started a band, and they are...
Wild Stallion!
Well, not really. They're more like tame ponies. Also, what kind of name is Perch? I'm adding it to my list of weird Are You Afraid of the Dark kids names.
It's all top secret.
The boys are having a disagreement about their music sensibilities. Jeff thinks you need to hear the music, and Perch thinks you need to feel the music. Well, easy answer. Just combine those powers, guys, and you'll be able to make some... what's the term?
Eclectic riff!
Thanks, Perch. An alarm goes off showing that it's 10 p.m. Jeff says it's showtime, and they start moving through the house. Perch asks where Jeff's younger brother Bobby is, and he says that he's up in his room playing a video game, and I'm pretty sure I know which game he's playing. Yeah. Jeff and Perch head into Jeff's dad's computer room, and Perch is impressed.
Sherman, this is awesome. Your dad must be some kind of genius.
Why did you call him Sherman? Jeff doesn't like it, but, he is played by the same kid who played Dean in The Tale of the Water Demon, so he's used to being bullied. Anyway, Jeff's dad works with satellites, and the plan is to use his dad's equipment for some nefarious teenage purposes.
World War IV! Battle of the century!
I'm not gonna lie, that flyer is on screen so briefly I couldn't tell what the hell they were doing. Interestingly enough, I looked up the plot summary on the Are You Afraid of the Dark wiki and discovered they have it wrong. Their description says that they're trying to get free tickets to a concert for their favorite band, World War IV. But I got a screenshot of the flyer for closer examination and saw two names I recognized, Razor Ramon and Hitman, aka Bret the Hitman Hart, which means World War IV is a wrestling event, probably a pay-per-view situation, and Jeff wants to use his dad's satellite to hack the feed and watch the event without paying for it. I wonder what Razor Ramon would say about that.
You lost your mind, Chico!
While Jeff is hacking into the satellite, this happens.
Yo, Sherman, what's the Peabody Project?
Really? Perch's nickname for Jeff is Sherman just so that we could get a lame Mr. Peabody and Sherman reference? Wait, I'm not the only one that gets that, right? Okay, looks like it's time for an old-timey history lesson. Early man, in an effort to entertain themselves, would create moving pictures with crude drawings. These would be known as animated cartoon shorts. One such example of this primitive form of entertainment was called The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. One of these friends was an anthropomorphized dog named Mr. Peabody. He would be featured in segments called Peabody's Improbable History, where he would take his adopted human son Sherman on adventures through history using his Wayback Machine. It was a prime example of rampant drug use in Hollywood writers' rooms and animation studios. It turns out that the Peabody Project is Jeff's dad's effort to communicate with deep space. Before they can really get into it, Jeff's brother calls him from upstairs. Jeff says that if his brother rats on them, he's dead. so he goes to run interference and tells Perch to not touch anything. But Perch immediately makes a face that says he's going to touch everything. In exchange for his silence, Bobby wants a banana split. Jeff reluctantly starts making it for him, while downstairs, Perch is playing Deep Space Communication for Dummies, punching random numbers in for the coordinates and sending some random music notes as the message. The X-Files theme? It's not exact, but incredibly similar. Considering that X-Files premiered 3 years prior to this episode and was most likely at the height of its popularity, that sound is probably intentional.
No fool.
Perch sends the message and within 20 seconds gets an alert that his message was received. What? Radio waves travel at the speed of light. It takes radio waves originating on Earth anywhere from 4 to 24 minutes to reach Mars, depending on the planet's distances from each other based on their orbit around the sun. It would take radio waves over 4 years to reach Alpha Centauri, which is the next closest star system to Earth other than, our own sun. I highly doubt Jeff's dad's DirecTV satellite dish has the ability to send messages to deep space faster than the USS Enterprise traveling at maximum warp.
This is highly improbable.
Upstairs, Jeff is half-assing a banana split. Dude, where's the whipped cream?
Put some cherries on it.
Hey, that's on you. Cherries are the traditional topper for a banana split, so you can't go getting mad at him because you don't know what you're doing. Back downstairs, Perch is trying to turn the computer off when he receives a response message to the message he sent. No, he did not.
Chill.
Jeff hears the message and rushes downstairs to find out what happened. It's at this point that his parents arrive back home. Jeff and Perch quickly shut down everything and rush back upstairs to try to convince Jeff's parents that everything's cool.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
I don't think they're buying it.
Give him ice cream before bed, he'll never get to sleep.
Right, ice cream. Yeah.
Time out. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Bobby, you're not a toddler. Who the f*** eats ice cream like that and doesn't wipe their mouth afterward? And Jeff, your parents gave you an easy out, and you still lied so badly that anyone would realize that there was something else going on. You're just lucky that your Are You Afraid of the Dark parents are so checked out they're oblivious.
No.
Later that night, Jeff's dog Montana is lured outside by a flashlight passing by Jeff's bedroom window. Sorry, I mean a spaceship passing by Jeff's window. Once outside, Montana is captured in a web? Question mark? Alright, well, Montana has now been replaced with the creature from John Carpenter's The Thing, and there is no convincing me otherwise.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
The next day, Jeff and Perch are discussing songwriting for the band. Jeff wants to write a love song, but Perch wants to write a song about life on the road. The problem that they're having is neither of them have any experience with either of those topics. I mean, maybe they haven't been in love, but at their age, they know what a crush is. I mean, when I was their age, I wrote love poems without having been in love. Your laugh is like 1,000 memories, and I cherish your every smile. To have a chance to be with you, I'd go the extra mile. Okay, yeah, that bad example. Maybe they shouldn't write love songs. Your laugh is like 1,000 memories? What the f*** does that even mean?
That was kind of a bad move.
Jeff's mom is heading out to a banquet for Jeff's dad. She tells Jeff the dinner just needs to be nuked and to make sure to feed his brother. She also mentions that she hasn't seen Montana and tasks Jeff to find him. Okay, well, I mean, looks like it's the middle of the day, so there should be plenty of time to look for the dog before dark.
Hannah! Let's go find him.
I'm sorry, what the hell were you doing until now? Who opts to go looking for a dog in the dark? Have you guys considered writing a song about being stupid? Because you are.
Don't fool around.
Jeff and a reluctant Perch head into the woods to look for Montana, telling Bobby to stay behind and play t-ball. Bobby wants to go with them, but Jeff cleverly tricks him into staying by saying, "Do it!" This works, and Bobby agrees to stay behind. Alone. Oh, good. At least he'll be safe.
No, no, get away! Jeff, help, help, no! Ah!
Yeah, probably should have seen that coming. Okay, it's no problem though. We're clearly dealing with some kind of a space spider. I've seen Stephen King's It. All you need to do is bully it until it shrinks down small enough to step on. What a stupid monster. In the woods, Jeff and Perch find Montana's ball. They then hear movement around them, but when they call out to see who's there, they get the following response.
Who's there? Who's there? That's not funny, man. That's not funny, man.
I think the movie Predator needs to sue somebody.
Want some candy? Mommy, I saw a cat! Some candy? Want some candy?
Jeff and Perch almost run into the same type of webbing that Bobby did before finding a metal door that seemingly goes to nothing. They heard a sound come from the door, and Perch says that it sounds like the music he heard last night after he sent his message to deep space. Jeff pushes the glowing door nipple, and the door opens halfway. Jeff throws Montana's ball inside, and a moment later, the ball is thrown back out of the light. This causes the boys to flee back to the house. First smart thing you've done.
Are you sure?
The boys realize that Bobby is missing. They head inside because they think Jeff's parents are home, but find no one. They do find the satellite computers running. They discover they have 5 received messages. Each message is from a different point in space, getting closer with the final message originating on Earth.
The last one came from Earth.
Whatever it is, it's here.
I assume these aliens are hopping through wormholes to make it to Earth in 24 hours?
What's that mean?
Jeff sends Perch upstairs to look for Bobby while he tries to call his dad. While he's on the phone, he gets a new message alert. Why is that the same sound as your alarm from earlier? On the computer screen, Jeff sees something move from deep space to the Earth in a straight line. I'd complain about that flight path if I wasn't so irritated by the fact that it went from deep space to Earth in a matter of seconds. Anyway, upstairs, things are going worse for Perch, who wanders into some of those cartoonish webs. So, the webs capture and teleport? Oh, they capture and vaporize, apparently. Well, sorry, Jeff. Perch will be missed. In fact, I actually liked him more than you, so this is awkward.
Great.
Jeff grabs a stick and heads back to the metal door in the woods. He grabs the door nipple again and cautiously heads into the glowing light. Huh. Well, I see the spaceship budget has gone up since the Tale of the Closet Keepers. Jeff finds Perch, Montana, and Bobby in some giant tubes. He tries to break the tube open with his stick to no effect. Okay. Looks like they're in a bit of a pickle. I don't know how they're going to get out of this one.
They do everything in tones. If you play D sharp, the tubes will open.
How does he know that? Could we have not had one scene of him figuring this out? No. You know what? You're right. You're right. We absolutely needed those scenes of Jeff and Perch arguing about love songs or road songs. My mistake. Let's move on.
How come?
Jeff runs home and records himself playing the note on a cassette tape. Oh man, twice in one episode? Okay, looks like it's time for yet another old-timey history lesson. Long ago, before Neanderthals evolved into the Homo sapiens of today, they would listen to music on cassette tapes. These small devices contained a magnetically coated tape that would be connected between 2 tiny spools. When the tape was run through a recording head, it could reproduce the signal recorded on it. While the tape could be unspooled very easily, they developed cutting-edge technology to repair it. History texts claimed this technology was called a pencil. Cassette tapes were often played on portable music players known as boom boxes and the smaller Walkman. While simple compared to today's standards, cassette tapes were leaps and bounds ahead of the 8-tracks that were used during the time of the dinosaurs. But that's a lesson for another time. Jeff takes the tape and boombox and heads back towards the metal door, but encounters a glow web on the way. Fortunately, Jeff only touches the web to his overshirt, which he can easily slip out of, even though we clearly see him touch his head and hands to the webbing. He makes it back to the spaceship and plays the recording.
All my instincts, they return.
Sorry, wrong clip. The tubes open, but as the boys and Montana head outside, they find themselves surrounded by silly string nets until the mysterious aliens finally reveal themselves.
I came to take my child home. He came to your planet when he heard your message.
Say what now?
In our language, that means we're toys. He came to play with toys.
So these kids were just being used as alien action figures due to a misunderstanding? If I may quote Gwen's little brother from The Tale of Badge,
That's weak.
Perch clarifies that they are not toys. The alien mother apologizes and takes her son back to deep space. Kiki gives some narration saying that Jeff didn't get into any trouble because his dad was just glad that he developed something that, defied all laws of science. The tale ends with Jeff and Perch finally writing a song, and word on the street is, it's a banger. Huh. Clearly the street has never seen the tale of the Super Specs. Now that's a bop. Back at the Midnight Society, Gary puts the fire out and Kiki pleads to stay overnight at one of the others' houses with only one taker.
Gotta find out.
And that is the reason that Kiki died of sleep deprivation.
In the arms of the angel.
Now for the review. This episode is okay. I didn't love it, but I found it way more enjoyable than the previous few episodes. The acting and locations are fine, the concept is good and feels very Twilight Zone, but the ending feels rushed and is super underwhelming.
Oh man, if he snitches, we're dead.
The settings were a mixed bag. We've seen houses and forests aplenty on this show, but, at least the computer room was decorated in an interesting way, and the metal door gave the woods a certain flourish. The spaceship set was awesome, but, we're in there for like 30 seconds, so what a waste.
Unpuking believable.
The story. I think the idea of accidentally contacting aliens and the aliens thinking that humans are toys is a fun idea. What kills this for me is the ending. Everything is just so rushed and wrapped up with no effort. There were scenes that could have been cut to have given us a scene where Jeff and Perch work together to figure out that music notes open the tube and what key is needed. I would have also had the child alien appear as they're getting out of the tubes, and then they turn the tables and trap the alien in the tube. Then, when they get outside, they encounter the mom. A chase ensues and the mother corners the boys, with, everything seeming real bleak, and then she gets her translator working and we learn that it's all just a misunderstanding.
It's not real if you gotta make it up.
The scares. This was not a scary episode, but I don't think it was meant to be. It was definitely more sci-fi than horror. Now, there could have been some scary moments leading up to the finale, but instead we got the cheapest looking Dollar Tree cobwebs. I would have just had a bright light appear off-screen behind the characters that go missing. The character turns, lets out a scream, and then darkness. Again, sometimes, what you don't see is scarier than what you do. Younger me wouldn't have found this one scary, and I'm incredibly arachnophobic, so
Sorry.
the acting in this episode was good. Bobby is barely in the episode, but, he's a fine, annoying younger brother in the few scenes that he has. Jeff is okay. He seems kind of mopey and hostile the whole episode, which just made his character kind of unlikable, especially when paired up with the ray of sunshine that was Perch. He was delightful and goofy in just the right way and stole every scene he was in.
Life on the edge. Cool.
The adult acting. Well, this is generally where I'd be talking about the villain, but there's no villain. The parents are barely in the episode, so not much to say there, and the alien mother was just a voice with some heavy effects on it. I did like the look of the aliens. For a 90s digital effect, it really holds up.
That's cool.
Kiki, the tale of the unexpected visitor, meets the approval of the Midnight Society. The Midnight Society members poll on this one was, at the time of recording this video, 79% in favor of, with 21% against. Looks like my ruling stands. Good night, Kiki. Good work. Sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning.
unbelievable.
Thank you to my patrons financially supporting the channel on Patreon. Jimmy Purcell, Rick Maxwell, Sean Hart, Jay Booth, Tony Ebers, Jessica Tim, EC, J.R. Green, Emilio Flores, and AJN. I would write you all a love song, but you've already heard some of my high school poetry, and that's probably damaging enough. If you want early access to videos as well as bonus behind-the-scenes content, you can join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Check it out at patreon.com/jackofallnerds.
And we're pulling it down for free.
I want to thank the following Midnight Society members for participating in this video's poll. Hey, dude. Who are you? What are you? I'm an alien, brah. Are you here to probe me? Gross. No, I'm here to play. Heard you got a copy of Zebo's Big House. Oh, yeah, I got my copy from Zach Fieldson. You all should check out his Instagram. Link's in the description. Lead the way, dude. After you. Names are on the screen. All right, prepare to get your alien butt kicked. Cha. Wait, why do you get to be Zebo? Player one, brah. Take that. Wait, hey, where did you get that cigar? I got a whole box of them. Check and mate. Oh, come on. Oh, I just beat my old high score. What did you think of Kiki's story? Did you see it as a kid? If you had a play date with an alien, which Earth game would you show them? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to check out the next episode on the Tale of the Chameleons. Until then, are you afraid of the dark?
Eclectic riff.
Thanks for watching, dudes and dudettes. If you enjoyed the video, giving it a like would be awesome. And if you subscribe, that would be stellar. Cool. Laters!